Well, hello again. I'm surprised I missed this actually, because this is from the 30th of April. No, not the 1st of April, this is the 30th of April 2021. It's from The Independent. And former Senator Harry Reid, who was the guy that provides Lou Elizondo with his validation letter. You know, he says that, he got Lou Elizondo to run ATIP. It says the former senator condemns the Pentagon for admitting it could not identify the strange objects. And these are the the videos that were released of the Tic-Tac and the Go Fast and the Gymbal. And he says it's Vlad. Former senator says, no question, UFOs buzzing, US warships are from Russia. There you go. So, you know, I've said all along, you know, that Tic-Tac was probably a balloon launched from a submarine, and it was from a terrestrial adversary that's just trying to do a bit of electronic intelligence gathering, and that is what it is, of course. So I'll just go down a little bit here. And it says, former US Senator Harry Reid. Now remember, Harry Reid wrote the letter that Lou Elizondo always produces as a bona fide, if you like, to show that he was really running the ATIP program. So Harry Reid, he would report to Harry Reid, so Harry Reid would know. Believes that Russians are the force behind a spate of mysterious incidents in which unidentified flying objects have harassed US military members off the coast of California. Mr. Reid sat down for an interview this week with MysteryWire.com, a website focused on paranormal topics. The interviewer, veteran journalist and long-time coast-to-coast AM guest George Knapp, known for his credibility, George Knapp, suggested the UFOs could be Chinese in origin, but the former senator disagreed. Always remember, Russia, the former Soviet Union, is run by a man who ran the KGB, had as many as 30,000 agents at one time, KGB agents, so Russia's involved in this, no question about it, Mr. Reid said. Neither Vladimir Putin's past nor the number of agents he controlled is necessarily evidence of the state's involvement with UFOs. However, there's been an uptick of UFO sightings, particularly in the vicinity of US military installations or vehicles in recent years, suggesting the craft could be unmanned drones in the service of a foreign power. He also said UFOs were something that can't be ignored, and insisted Joe Biden take the issue seriously and sit down for a briefing. I believe that there should be an ongoing entity within the Pentagon, this is what they're trying to set up at the moment, will be the best place for it, whose sole job is to stay on top of the issue of UFOs, Mr. Reid said, and that's because he thinks they are terrestrial adversaries. As I've said before, it would make absolutely no sense for alien spacecraft to interact with naval exercises. You know, an alien spacecraft, if it can get here from another star system, isn't going to be bothered by something that's going to take 2 or 3 minutes to get up to 30 knots and can only run along the surface of the ocean. They're just no threat to extraterrestrial spacecraft at all. The aircraft are no threat to extraterrestrial spacecraft. You know, little aluminium boxes running on paraffin. You know, they would be a joke to aliens. So the only people that it would be worthwhile to spend time spying on US naval exercises are the Russians and the Chinese and those sort of people. Mr. Reid worked towards such a research team while he was in office. In 2007 he helped launch the ATIP, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program at the Pentagon, which studied UFOs and other unknown aerial phenomena. So, so basically he set up ATIP, he hired Lou Elizondo, The program cost 22 million and lasted until 2012, though backers of the initiative told the New York Times that the program still operates off the books, so people with an interest in it are still doing whatever they're doing to try and find out exactly what these things are. What they want to do is capture one and embarrass the Russians or embarrass the Chinese. Remember, in the videos we don't see those things doing anything unusual at all. You know, they're not doing anything that any manoeuvres that can't be matched by the F-18s. They're just ordinary conventional technology. The Pentagon confirmed earlier this month that photos and video taken in 2019 depicting triangle-shaped flying vehicles off the coast of California and of a metallic blimp and two other objects shaped like a sphere and an acorn were legitimate images of UFOs. The Defense Department confirmed to Mystery Wire that the UAPTF was investigating the sightings. Well, the triangular-shaped thing was determined to be a conventional aircraft. It had a anti-collision beacon flashing at the correct repetition rate, and that's what aircraft look like. If they're sort of shot a little bit out of focus, they form a triangular shape, so there's nothing extraterrestrial there. I can confirm that the reference photos and videos were taken by Navy personnel. The UAPTF has included these incidents in their ongoing examinations, the Pentagon spokesperson wrote. According to flight logs from the incident off the California coast, as many as 6 UFOs swarmed US warships. Now remember, Ross Coulthard was saying hundreds of UFOs, at least 6, swarmed US warships near the Channel Islands, moving at speeds of up to 40 miles an hour with reportedly greater manoeuvrability than any known US military drone. So, you know, the Navy acknowledged that it's not been able to identify the flying objects. According to Mr. Reid, it's no longer grounds for mockery or derision inside the federal government to discuss UFOs. The federal government is no longer, including people at the Pentagon, no longer criticise or harass or stop promotions of people who report these occurrences. In fact, they've done just the opposite in recent months. They now tell their pilots to report these unusual circumstances. He also commended the Pentagon for being honest and admitting it had no idea what the aircraft were, rather than offering up a cover explanation. I appreciate the honesty of the Pentagon, because when asked what were these things, they say we don't know, rather than try to say they were balloons from some kind of weather experiment. They say we don't know, and that's honest. I'm being honest, he said. That's interesting, because in the same article, the very same article leads. You recognise that image, I'm sure. With former senator condemns the Pentagon for admitting it could not identify the strange objects. It's Vlad, former senator. Remember, this is the guy that set up ATIP. So all the information will go to him through Lou Elizondo. You know, Elizondo reported to him. No question, UFOs buzzing US warships are from Russia. So there you go. So there's no ET involvement in any of this Nimitz stuff, the Tic-Tac, the Gymbal, all that sort of stuff. It's no question the UFOs are buzzing US warships are from Russia, and of course that makes perfect sense. Aliens buzzing US warships makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, so that's a bit of a knee in the nadgers for the UFO fanboys. The Disclosure is Coming Brigade, you know, Ben Kremlin Jones and Steve Bassett. They're going to be barking up this tree for forever. They'll die before there's anything like that, because there's nothing to disclose. ET is not coming here. Okay, so let's have a look at, well, there's no evidence to suggest ET's coming here. Now, I thought this was quite interesting as well. I'll just include this as part of the same video. Now, this is a little bit more recent. There we go. Now, this is from Sky News, so it's got to be credible, really, isn't it? June 19, 2022. The previous article was from 2021. You know, when there was all the hoo-ha and all that sort of stuff going on about that sort of thing. And this is Bill Clinton. We made every attempt, Bill Clinton claims, because Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton have an interest in this sort of stuff, and if anybody could find out what was going on with it, these two would. They know all the right people. Bill Clinton, of course, is President of the United States, so he's going to know, isn't he? We made every attempt, Bill Clinton claims. He sent people to search for aliens at Area 51 during his presidency. Bill Clinton said he made every attempt to find out about aliens during his presidency, revealing he sent people to search the mysterious Area 51 military base in the desert. Okay, so Bill Clinton was interested enough to actually send people down there and say, you go down there, look around, you tell me if you can find any aliens, because he's interested in the subject. Bill Clinton has sensationally claimed that during his presidency he searched for aliens. In an interview with television host James Corden, Mr. Clinton said he sent people to the mysterious Area 51 to make sure there were no aliens. He wanted to know if there were any aliens. He's been told there's no aliens. Everyone's telling him it's a load of rubbish, there's no aliens. He wanted to make sure there were no aliens. The top secret military base in the Nevada desert has been the subject of curious minds for decades, with many conspiracy theorists believing it houses aliens and UFOs. Some people believe it. The government staged the. Some people, well, the it shouldn't be there. Some people believe the government staged the 1969 moon landing at the base. And yeah. Oh dear. Okay, that's a picture of the base. Okay, so here's Bill Clinton again. When I was president, I had a chief of staff, John Podesta, who also has an interest in this sort of stuff, and he's saying he can't find any evidence of it, who loved science fiction. Mr. Clinton said nothing wrong with liking science fiction. People that like science fiction tend to have an interest in this sort of general subject. It's probably healthy, in fact, to have someone, it's probably a good idea to have someone that likes science fiction involved in it. As long as they're capable of critical thinking, of course. We made every attempt to find out everything about Roswell. And we also sent people to Area 51 to make sure there were no aliens. Mr. Clinton detailed how he sent his then National Security Advisor Sandy Berger to investigate the base, before adding there was no sign of aliens that he knows of. So he sent someone down there, they've had a look around, they've come back and they've reported, we can't find any aliens, Mr. President. He's told it's all rubbish, there's no aliens down there. He's sent this guy down there to take a look, his National Security Advisor, and he's come back and told him there's no aliens. So he's saying there's no aliens that he knows of. I said we've got to find out how we're going to deal with this, because that's where we do a lot of our invisibility research in terms of technology, like how we fly airplanes that aren't picked up by radar and all that, he said. That's why they're so secretive. There's no aliens that I know of. And again, Trump said he doesn't believe in aliens. So, no aliens at Area 51, and the guy that was in charge of ATIP, that's actually set ATIP up, Harry Reid, former Senator Harry Reid, or he was a senator at the time, says all this stuff with the Tic-Tac and everything, all this Gymbal and all this, go fast. It's Vlad. Former senator says no question. No question. UFOs buzzing US warships are from Russia. There you go. So you can forget all about disclosure, guys. All the science fiction stories out there are going to remain science fiction stories. All the fuzzy pictures, you know, and the science fiction stories that some of you consider evidence are not going to bring about disclosure, because there's nothing to disclose. The UFOs buzzing the Navy from Russia. Bill Clinton had a serious deep dive, a serious look into it, and could find no evidence of aliens at Area 51. Nothing on Roswell. No ET involvement at Roswell. So there we go. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you found that interesting. Yeah, actually I might do a separate book on that, a separate video on that, but Lou Elizondo has been peddling a book. He's hired a professional literary agent, and he's out peddling the book, trying to get publishers interested in it, and he's secured a couple of deals. Some publishing house has got the rights for the UK and the Commonwealth, and another one has got the publishing rights for North America. So it's someone else that's finding a way of grifting a living out of this UFO business. Make no mistake, that's precisely what it is, the UFO business. Although I have to say, I suspect Lou Elizondo's book would be 200 blank pages, because whenever he's interviewed, all he ever says is, "I can't tell you anything." Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll catch you again.